Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to our fourth podcast. Fourth podcast?
I think this is
Third.
I genuinely don't know.
This is our third podcast.
I think it's number 3. Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, welcome. We're gonna get right into the first topic because I'm super excited about to talk about this.
DJ is so hype right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's that YouTube drama. It's so spicy. I love it. Okay.
I'm so confused by it.
So let's just get into it. So I just showed JB.
Hello.
Who Mars Argo, Titanic Sinclair, and that Poppy are. So
what a trip.
Yeah, I'll just start with some background. We don't know anything about any of them. That's pretty much the background.
Literally no information on them?
If you look up that Poppy's age, if you really dig, you can find an age. Same with Mars Argo. If you look up her actual name, if you dig real deep.
But there's no Twitter or anything?
Nope. They have Twitters and stuff. They rarely use them, or if they do, they just do the same content. Let me just explain that Poppy, and I'll start with that Poppy because it'll make this easier. That Poppy is this, I'll say she's a pop singer because she does have a couple pop songs, but she does YouTube videos of just really, she has this very clear aesthetic that's just like this pink background and very like light skin toned vibe to the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And then she just like will do something creepy like talk to a plant or just say something like it's 2017 and Donald Trump is our president, and like just that's it, that's the whole video, but it has millions upon millions.
How?
Well, let me keep getting into it.
Oh my gosh, this is mind-boggling to me. He's so crazy.
I know. Okay, so that's that Poppy. If you try to look up her numbers, for example, like on Social Blade, which is pretty popular if you're looking up YouTube stats, you'll see like, I don't know, PewDiePie's subs and like view counts, and if they go up and down, if you look at that Poppy's, her subs will say 0, even though it's clearly not the case.
Yeah.
Or her subs will always say this like number in the 30,000s, but it doesn't change day to day. So like clearly that number's not right either. How they do this, how they hide all those numbers, I have no idea. I'm really interested. Anyway, so that Poppy, I'm just gonna, she's a pawn in this game is where I'm getting to.
Oh no.
So she does whatever. So she's directed by Titanic Sinclair, which is this guy who does very similar videos. He does all the production.
Wait, Poppy is directed by him?
By Titanic Sinclair. So let me get into Titanic Sinclair. Titanic Sinclair is kind of the same thing, except all of this, he's just the mastermind of all of this world we're about to dig into. He's done music as well. He has a couple videos. He actually has one I actually enjoy. It's called Trust Fund that he has on his channel. It's kind of alternative rocky. It's kind of punk, maybe like punk rocky. So he likes sprinkling music around because that Poppy has a couple hits with millions of views on her songs. I forget what the name of her really popular one is, but she has one, and then he has a couple, and then I'll get into the third person who has mysteriously disappeared.
What?
This is Mars Argo. So for listeners, if you want to just get a quick catch up to speed on all this weird stuff, you can look up grocerybag.tv. You have to type out the word dot, and it's all one word, and you'll get a channel that has 3 videos. I think one's Runaway by Mars Argo, one's Using You by Mars Argo. Wonderful song. I highly recommend it. You're going to be hearing it later in the timestamp. And then I like it. And then third is a video called Delete Your Facebook. I would recommend starting off with that one. I just made Jordan watch that one.
Do you know what I just thought of? They all look like vampires.
They do all look like vampires.
Their skin is so kind of like washed out.
And the background's always like a very light color in front of their very fair skin.
They're definitely vampires. For sure.
Probably.
We figured it out.
And then I've always noticed, maybe it's just me, but you can tell they record their audio and their video slightly off. Like you can tell they record them differently. My guess is they record them differently and either sync them either they record them at the same time and they slightly sync them off, or they record them and then at 2 different times to try to match the words so it sounds a little weird. They're trying to make it sound a little weird because they do it in every single video. I love it. I don't know what it is, but this conspiracy stuff, I love it.
It's like a YouTube drama, though, right? That's what they're calling it.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna.
Because I've heard that there's been like a rise in that sort of like avenue and genre online is this YouTube drama, but I had heard about
Oh.
it, had no clue what it was at all.
Oh,
until
you're gonna
now.
get me. You're gonna make this whole podcast about YouTube drama if you want me to.
Oh my lord!
Because I love YouTube drama. Anyway, let me finish this Titanic Sinclair, Mars Argo, that Poppy thing.
Because he is not a cult leader.
Oh, that's, yeah, if you want to get some Titanic Sinclair and you look up his video, I am not a cult leader. It's just like a 50-second video where he pretty much just says he's not a cult leader. Anyway, he's creepy. So to give a little background, back in I want to say 2012 or something. My numbers could be completely wrong. I could be just guessing.
Who knows?
Anyway, back a few years ago, there was GroceryBag.tv, this channel, where him, Titanic Sinclair, and this girl, Mars Argo, would do these computer show videos where they just would do this creepy talk about things. They didn't care if they talked about dying or whatever. They just do their thing. And then they went out and actually ended up producing a couple albums. There were a couple, and it was pretty clear there were a couple, but they ended up producing a couple albums. So Mars Argo has 3 albums or so and a couple EPs. And then all of a sudden, she just disappeared off the face of the planet. Like, people have talked to Titanic Sinclair and be like, what's going on? And he's just like, we're not going to talk about it. She doesn't want to talk about it. She just off the face of the planet. You can't find her on YouTube. You can find her Twitter. She tweets like once every 6 months. You can find like there's a Reddit dedicated to her where you can find her music and where people will be like, oh, look, I found like this thing of her from a couple years ago. But nothing's like in the last year or two, there's virtually nothing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh. Which she's okay. Maybe this is just me, but if anyone's curious of my preferences for ladies, she's very attractive. I find Mars Argo. That Poppy is okay.
She's very your type. I could see it.
She's kind of cute. Yeah, I like Mars Argo. Oh,
I could see it.
And I love her singing voice, so I'm behind it. Anyway, so I'm a little bitter because Titanic Sinclair might have fucked her over. Anyway,
we don't know.
That's what pulled me into the drama. Anyway, and so all of a sudden, she just disappeared. They deleted all the videos off of their channel except for those 3.
Really?
My guess is because the music videos make pretty good money for them because they have a lot of views.
Yeah.
And the delete your Facebook, I don't know why they kept it. Maybe that's their most popular computer show video. You can find re-uploads of most of their videos, but it's not through him. Or if they are, he's throwing one hell of a PR loop. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, so they disappeared. He went off and worked on music. He actually wrote a song for the Borns.
Really?
The guys that do Electric Love? Yeah, he wrote, what's it called? 1,000 Emeralds or something? He wrote one of their songs. Wow. Like, if you go to his website, if you want to go check out his website real quick, I didn't have you do that. It's just the really creepy, like, I don't know, just look it up. It's like, he likes messing with, like, optical illusions on his website, and his, like, mouse cursor looks ridiculous. But if you scroll down, he has, like, music videos, and yeah, he wrote one of the songs with the Borns. I want to say it's 1,000 Emeralds or Diamonds or... Anyway, so he's a music producer. He actually he does good stuff. I actually enjoy his music a lot.
We're just very confused.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that Poppy showed up. I think one of her most popular videos is a video where she just sits there and says, "I'm Poppy, I'm Poppy."
What the hell?
I'm Poppy.
That's
for
weird.
Like a whole. Are you on the website? I'll link it in the description if you guys want to trip out with Jordan over here. But yeah. Anyway, he's just an interesting dude. Anyway, and so that Poppy popped up.
Huh.
And then she got really popular because of these creepy videos. And then she put out like 2 music videos that were bigger than Mars Argo's music videos were, I think so.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he has Titanic Sinclair's behind this new girl. That Poppy's really popular. He himself is not that popular. His YouTube channel doesn't put up numbers like Mars Argo's videos did or like that Poppy's videos did. So maybe he just like knows how to play the game.
He's just more behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah. And so everyone's trying to figure out where that Poppy came from. Like, she just popped up one day, and then where did Mars Argo go? She just disappeared off the internet. But the vibe they gave off is like this very like, I don't like the internet, but I'm on the internet.
Yeah.
I want to say a couple months ago, Mars Argo actually ended up putting out a video.
Okay.
Oh, what's it called? Everything is Dead or something. And it's like, these guys are masters of it, like video editing. Because you know how like when you watch a video, like a movie trailer, and then they like glitch it out. So you're like, oh, well, we're in the Matrix, right? And then you're like, that's just really good video editing. She like does this just really well in this video. And it is super fucking creepy. She's like just talking, her voice goes a little demonic, the screen starts fucking out, and then it's just like, I want to die, and like repeats it over and over, and then puts a gun in her mouth, and then the video like freaks out and like cuts. She's alive because she still tweets, of course. She still has a Snapchat
so
that she posts every
creepy.
once in a while. But
I just got chills.
Maybe she's went. I mean, if you want to watch it and just hate yourself a little bit more, go for it. But yeah, and so maybe she went into like this spiral or like depressive spiral. I don't know, but like she has like a Tumblr that people like try to contact her at, and they'll be like, you know, hey, are you making more music? And she'll be like, oh, someday or something. But like she's very, very.
I bet her Tumblr's twisted.
Vague. It's really, most of it is her responding to fans.
Really?
But the responses are so far in between. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, she just, it's almost like, part of me is like, maybe this is just her personality, and part of me is like, she is a PR master.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if it was either or.
And I'm thinking, as some of the conspiracy theories are saying that, so they cut all the videos down, right? And then slowly they started popping up, right?
Yeah.
And there's one channel that's called Where's Mars Argo that just posts a lot of them, but there's a couple of channels that will just randomly post the old videos. And some people are like, oh, I bet Titanic Sinclair is either letting him do it or doing it so that people find themselves in this loop and then go watch that pop.
Yeah.
Now, part of me is like, there's no way this man is that smart, because hindsight's 2020 and going into it.
True.
But if he is, oh my Lord.
Can you imagine how much effort that would take, though?
Yeah.
To be behind the scenes
and
of
a lot of planning.
This?
And just what he does already is just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. So I guess that's kind of the conspiracy, is that, like that he can just make that poppy. The conspiracy, I guess, is that these are his pawns.
Yeah.
That he's his mastermind and they're his pawns.
He's running the show.
Yeah. And they kind of do this thing where I get this feeling that they go and record a bunch of these short 30-second videos in like one day and then just post them throughout the week, because they'll be like in the same outfits or something.
Yeah.
But and then they spread them out. I can understand that kind of planning, but this, if he plans all this, he plans this to a huge extent.
Damn.
Yeah.
I seriously no idea about this until you showed me it.
I'm trying to think of how I got into it. Oh, okay. There's a YouTuber called Neat Mike who does Rocket League videos, if you know your video games at all. And he like one point was like, "Oh, this chick's really hot," and showed that Poppy. And I was like, "Oh, that's weird. I'll just look her up." And then the spiral began.
You got to that dark black hole.
And now I'm where I'm at now. Yeah, and I'm
hooked.
like, what is happening? And then, I mean, it's not. I don't even know how I'd say it's YouTube drama, because if you want some good YouTube drama, I can drop it. But yeah. Oh my Lord.
Wow.
Whew. Sorry, that was about 12, 13 minutes of me just like,
you know what?
geeking out on this.
You got to inform the people.
Yeah,
I didn't know about this until you started talking about it and telling me.
Well, if you want some more YouTube drama, just let me know. I'll drop the bomb. I have a couple sources. Do you want me to drop some? Here's some. I'm sorry, because I'm going to influence everybody in a bad way.
No.
Because I'm going to send you towards the cancer of the internet. But this is not. Hold on. The first one's not the cancer of the internet. He just drops good memes. I recommend everybody watch H3H3. H3H3 Productions. Okay. They do a lot of, I don't like reaction videos, but they do the funniest reaction videos. Yeah. But they're also really good at like exposing people and bringing topics that need to come up.
Yeah.
They do a really good job of that. And they actually just started a podcast called the H3 Podcast, which I'm not going to lie, kind of made me want to do. Like, kind of was what brought me into wanting to doing podcasts more. Them and SourceFed. Thank you, SourceFed.
Shout out.
But yeah, they'll bring on they like don't even care. They'll just bring on the most drama-filled people and just talk to them. Or
like who? Who have they had on?
I'm trying to think of people you would know. I don't know. I mean, they had PewDiePie on once, so that's
PewDiePie's just going through some stuff.
You know what? I actually like his stuff more than when he was getting popular now, because now he kind of fucks with the drama. And
I think I like that too. He's very aware of it.
Yeah.
And
he's very self-aware in what he's doing.
Yeah, and I respect that.
Yeah. Do you know the Viner? He's a blonde dude. He's really ripped. He started being in TV shows.
Logan Paul,
that guy. Like H3 is totally like messed with him and his like videos and stuff. Like, for example, he did a video a couple weeks ago where he announced like in this video for the first time that he was colorblind.
Okay.
Whether he was or not, I don't know. But H3 like mocked him, and it's pretty much like they like copied his video and like put sunglasses on and walked outside, and they're like, oh my god, I can see
I've
now.
seen Logan Paul's
Have
video.
you seen his video?
Yeah, I've seen the video, and he's, I mean, he may as well be colorblind for all I know. I don't know. I don't have his eyeballs, but like,
no, exactly.
His reaction was so over the top, and I was like, okay, sure.
I'm gonna spill into this later, but I'm just gonna like dip my toes into this topic real quick. Later, we're gonna talk about Vsauce. If you don't know who Vsauce is,
yeah.
He did a color perception video, and oh my lord, it's like when my red might not be the red you see.
Yeah.
Oh my lord, that's like what I think of when I get to this. But we're gonna get into that later.
We're gonna get to that later.
Vsauce.
Okay.
I found Vsauce and now I love him. Anyway, and so H3, let me put in some other cancer people into this scenario. For example, like Keemstar, there's a drama alert.
Okay.
He pretty much just does quick news on drama. He is YouTube drama.
Like
centered in
like
one
news
person.
on YouTube drama, or like drama in the world, or drama in his life.
He like only does YouTube drama.
Okay.
Yeah, and then he'll like do a daily video. But his series is Drama Alert, and then the host of it is Keemstar. He's terrible. Like to be honest, he's not supposed to be on YouTube because he said the N-word in a really, really, really distasteful way, and so he kind of got kicked off the internet. But he found a loophole and through his show, and so he has a show, and so he was really bad at a time, and now he's not as much.
Okay,
he's a little. I mean, he's still a little bit of the cancer of the internet, but anyway, him, and so for example, other drama. There's a guy named iDubbbz. I'm just gonna throw out a bunch of names. iDubbbz. If you like really raunchy, really racist, really okay, it's racist in the fact that he's self-aware. He's not. I wouldn't say he's actually a racist. He's doing it satirically.
Okay.
But the fact that he goes that far, you kind of question whether he's actually racist.
Yeah. Okay.
That's his kind of humor. Like a little bit of my dark humor. Yeah. It comes from iDubbbz. He does this content cop show where he like goes into people's like watches videos that are really bad. Okay. Like for example, he did one on this Drama Alert on this Keemstar.
Yeah.
And we'll just rip them to shreds. Ugh. And so this last week, I'll connect all of these together. This last week, like a couple days ago, the H3 podcast had iDubbbz on, and they just kind of like go through the drama and like, oh, what were you thinking in this scenario?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted a huge drama loophole, like loop in general, I could just send you that way.
Oh, no.
But, oh my Lord. Like for just a quick example, there's this guy named Leafy is Here. He pretty much, what he does is his videos, he rants about people and just talks mad shit the entire time.
Okay.
And so iDubbbz, he did come out and say like, oh, you just talk shit, you're making fun of people. Half of these people are kids you're making fun of, that's not fair.
Yeah.
And then he went a step farther and was like, look, he doesn't have a chin to this Leafy kid. And this no chin thing went off the hook. Like everybody was like, oh, no chin. I want to say he deserves it because I don't like him. Yeah. However, it was a little bit harsh. And then immediately that moment on, his subscribers have dropped since.
Really?
Like 50,000 in a month. Yeah.
Wow.
He was like I think he was the fastest growing channel on YouTube last year. If it wasn't him, it was Rice Gum. But he was up there. And then after this video dropped, he's been losing subscribers hardcore since.
Wow.
Like, that's how good these exposed videos are. It's ridiculous.
Wow. I can't. That's a lot of subscribers to lose.
Yeah. I mean, he has 4 million, so.
Yeah. But who knows how many he'll lose in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's not the kind of YouTube drama that I'm watching.
Oh, what are you watching?
I'm just watching like those videos of like people who are like exposing like the rudest celebrities they've ever met or like stuff like that. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, yeah, I believe it.
So you're into the real life celebrities. I'm into the YouTube celebrities.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like YouTube has grown so much, and so like there's so many different avenues you can go down. Like I think like we're not even scratching the surface. I mean, I know we're not scratching the surface of
like
what it all
even
has.
like these Keemstar videos and like even like these Drama Alert videos. He goes down and he'll be like, if he sees like a Twitch streamer that only gets like 100 viewers or something, but something really funny happened, he'll still bring it up. Like it goes deep. Yeah. He'll smash on like that, like channels with only a couple thousand subscribers, which only is probably the wrong word because it's still a good. It's like it's more than us, so it's like it's a good amount. But yeah, it goes deep. And to think that there's thousands and thousands of even just these 1,000 subscriber channels, man.
How long have you been into this now? Or how long have you been going down this dark hole?
I didn't really care for the longest time. And then probably it's probably been close to a year. I started watching H3.
Yeah.
H3. And he's probably my favorite YouTube channel overall. Just absolutely, I would recommend, if you just want a good laugh.
Yeah.
He's really funny. I always drop his memes all the time.
Speaking of memes,
by the way. Oh, yeah.
I got to touch on this one meme really quickly.
Yes, please.
So, speaking of YouTube dark holes.
Yes.
I have a tendency to, I'll find one thing on YouTube and I'm like, yes, and, just get really into it for a while.
That's going to be the next podcast, by the way.
But, certain times I'll be like, oh, I'm going to watch The Hills all the time. Or, I'm going to watch CTFXC all the time. Just random stuff. And lately, I've been into my Dr. Phil clips on YouTube phase. So I've been watching a lot of Dr. Phil clips. And, the biggest meme at the moment is that one girl. Do you know what meme it is?
I have a guess.
It's the girl.
It has very foul language.
No. It's the girl where she's like, "Cash me outside, how about that?" Have you seen that?
No.
You haven't heard of that?
Oh, no. I'm sorry. My memes apparently are behind the times.
My goodness gracious.
I was thinking it was the one that's like, the only flavor of popsicle that I like is dick. Have you seen that one? That might be Maury, though. That might be Maury.
That sounds more of a Maury thing, or Jerry Springer even.
Maury was my of all of those, I went to Maury. Maury is my favorite. It's
Beautiful.
Always the dad's pregnant, but it was the most absurd
I have actually gone through the Maury black hole and the Jerry Springer black hole. Just because, if my life is pretty, average and, routine and normal, I'm just I want to see what other people are doing. I go there. But this girl, she's, 13 years old. She's a little shit to her mom. Steals cars, stole her mom's credit card, and bought herself a stripper pole. She's 13. They brought her on the show, and the audience was kind of laughing because this girl's ridiculous. And she called the audience hoes, and she was like, "Cash me outside, how about that?" And, that one meme blew up. They're making, songs and remixes.
Yes.
They're making this into the biggest meme possible right now. And next week,
that's what I like.
She's coming back on the show.
Have you seen Salt Bae? That's the meme.
Yes, I love Salt Bae.
Salt Bae.
Oh my gosh, she's my favorite.
I haven't found a good chance to use it very often, but it's a quality meme. I hope it gets top meme eventually.
I'm always looking for the opportunity to put Salt Bae into my conversations. Yeah, really. He recently salted some meat for Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, hell
yeah. Salt Bae posted a picture of himself salting some meat in front of Leonardo DiCaprio. And I was like, wow. If I could just be a fly on a wall there, that'd be amazing.
So let's see. Let's move into the next topic.
Yeah,
I have one story topic that I want to hit, but I have to make sure I hit Vsauce first because I already brought it up.
Okay, go for it.
So I'd heard of Vsauce, didn't really watch it at all. Watch him at all. Michael from Vsauce. Hey Vsauce, it's Michael. That's his fucking intro, whatever. And then I watched an H3 podcast where they brought him on.
Okay.
And he was just the funniest dude. He's very official, or not official. He's quirky, fun, but still smart and official in his Vsauce videos. When he goes to the H3 podcast, he's okay getting a little dirty with drama. His personality is so fun. And then I watched iDubbbz's video where he does this stupid video where he'll do comedians blank eating blank. And so he did his first one was comedians eating Crunch Wraps on Razor scooters, and that was he did it with Ethan from H3.
Okay.
And then his second one was he went to eat McNuggets at McDonald's with Michael from Vsauce. And so I was like, okay, I've seen him twice on these kind of talkative shows, and he looks like fun, so I'll pick it up. And so I looked at Vsauce, and oh my lord, what a deep thought hole he is.
Oh no.
I think I watched one video where he was talking about numbers, what's bigger than infinity. And the fact that I watched a 30-minute video about how
30 minutes
about how there's an infinity beyond infinity because of theoretical
so serious deep.
Yeah,
contemplation.
I'll give you a very simple, like, first 5 minutes of the video explanation of what he was saying. Past this, I was lost. I just sat there, like, vegetating while he was talking about it. But I enjoyed all of it. For example, so every, I'm not as smart as Vsauce, so I don't want to get too technical. But if you have 4 apples, this is his example. You have 4 apples. The number 4 is a cardinal number because it will describe the number of apples.
Okay.
Simple, right? And then to use cardinal numbers, we use natural numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then you can break it down into as much as like fractions as well. Like I have 2/3 of an apple. So all of these numbers up to said infinity would be called aleph null.
Okay.
The number bigger than aleph null, which is already a type of infinity, would be omega, because omega is aleph null plus 1. In other words, if I came in omega place in a race, every possible, like to the infinity, would finish, and then I would finish afterwards.
What?
Which is not even possible. See, it gets into theoreticals and how deep. And they got to the point where they were like, oh, omega's kind of cool. How about omega to the aleph null? Oh, that's not big enough. How about omega to the omega? And then eventually he got to a point where he was like, okay, we're deep enough in this hole that I'm just going to say they're always going to be a bigger number.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
This makes
we gave up trying to count after the first number we had.
This literally makes me so happy that I was an English major.
Really though. So let me jump into a different video that I actually like can understand a bit more.
Okay.
And we talked about it a second ago, but color perception.
Yes.
This is so cool to me. The fact that I could see red and I'm like, oh hey, that's red. It is red. We all know it's red. But what you see might be what I see when I see green. We have no idea of knowing.
Yeah.
There's no possible way we would know. That blows my mind.
What if everyone has this?
What if the human race all has the same color because we perceive that color, but the wavelengths that we catch it at are all different?
This is some deep shit.
Me and my buddy Tim went deep a couple days ago.
You should paraphrase, or you should rephrase.
Okay. So
you went deep into this topic.
I went so deep we lost you. Okay. Let's pretend you're holding an apple.
Holding an
apple's
apple.
red.
Yes.
Okay. You've been taught your entire life that the color you're seeing off this apple is red.
Okay.
Now imagine this. Imagine you have a pot of peas. Those are green.
Yes.
Our entire lives we've been taught this is green.
Correct.
Now imagine I see those flopped.
So you would see the peas red and the apple green.
Yes, but I've learned from growing up that the apple's red.
So you would think that the color green is actually red.
Yes.
Weird.
However, there's no way to prove that would be wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the way, I'm going to get a little nerdy, the way light works and the way we perceive light is that the wavelength gets taken into our eye and we process it through our brain. And so if we're as long as we're taking in the same wavelength, it's assumed we're all seeing the same color.
Yes.
But we don't know. That blows my freaking mind.
You just blew my mind, DJ.
That blows my mind. I love this concept. I've thought about this concept in the past and but when I sat down and talked to Tim about it, I was like, this is fucking cool. He hated it because he was like, how do I need to know? I'm science. I need to know. But I was like,
he wants the answers now.
I'll get into this actually more in the next podcast, but I started doing a little story I was writing about of a character that could control light.
Okay.
But if you think about all the things that if you could just manipulate light, you could be omnipotent. Because you could shape the light that they see, which means that's what they like. I could shape light into a dog if it gets into your and then that's what you see. You see a dog, because there's no way to see it. That's how you'd see it. Yeah, and so because everything we see is light bouncing off of an object, and so if I shaped light so it looked like a dog, you'd see a dog. And you couldn't help that. If we hadn't, there was no light, we would all be blind.
Is it weird that my first thought when you were talking about this character, my first thought immediately went to the Lion King quote, like, everything the light touches is our kingdom.
No, because that's totally you. That's 100%.
I don't, my mind went straight to Lion King. We're having this deep philosophical talk, and I'm like, the Lion King.
So one more deep philosophical Vsauce. This one actually isn't Vsauce, but it's Vsauce-like.
Okay.
Have you ever watched those videos that are explaining all, like, the first 10 dimensions?
You know what kind of videos. I watch Dr. Phil videos. Obviously, I don't watch these videos.
They'll show you in, like, high school. I saw it in high school. They tried to, I mean, they didn't teach us, but they were like, look, this is kind of the idea.
Don't remember anything from high school classes except my English classes.
Okay, I'm going to give a quick lowdown then.
Please
just
do.
because I think it's really interesting. But I would recommend you watch these videos because they explain it better.
Okay.
So first dimension, let's assume, first dimension is just a line.
Okay.
Right? In a single direction. You have 2 points, right, and a line between. Yep. That's first dimension.
Okay.
Two dimension, we all know what two-dimensional is, right?
Yes.
It's on a paper. You can go up, down, any direction, but it's on this 2D plane. 3 dimension is this 2D plane plus a y-axis. That's what we are. All right. Here's where people get lost. When I talked to Tim, he didn't understand it past the 4th dimension.
Okay.
I understood it up to 10, but he didn't believe me.
Okay.
And I don't think I'll be able to to show
I want
you
to do
guys
better
that I
than Tim.
Understand the 10, but I understand the 10. 4th dimension.
Okay.
Is another axis. Imagine this axis as time.
Okay.
So 4 would be, like, for example, me in the 2nd dimension is a 2D picture. We all understand that.
Yes.
Me in the 3rd dimension is me now.
Yes.
Got it. 4th dimension would be me in a line, just like the 2nd dimension, or just like the 1st dimension, but it's me from every moment in my life. It's a timeline.
But are you aware of this timeline?
Ooh, I don't know, because I'm not in the 4th dimension. I wouldn't know. I'd like to hope so. I don't know.
Okay.
That's the 4th dimension, though. So it's everybody on a line, right?
Okay, I can visualize that.
5th dimension.
Okay.
Is every possible change you could have made.
Oh my! There's like so many different
in this line
possible outcomes.
So you have to imagine it more as like a tree now instead of just a timeline.
Okay. So each
That's
leaf
5th
could have been like,
dimension.
if you made this decision, this would have happened.
Yeah. So imagine. I mean, this isn't how it would work, I don't think, because I think this would go back way further.
Okay.
But let's say if the 5th dimension of you were born, right? From that moment, you are like the seed of a tree, and the tree branches out in all these possible things, right?
Yeah.
They don't touch each other, but they branch off of each other.
Okay.
All right, that's the 5th dimension.
Okay.
I think this is where we lost my friend Tim.
Okay.
6th dimension would be, imagine folding them over each other. So you could jump from this timeline to that timeline. You all coexist on the same plane.
Okay.
I understand this. It makes sense to me. Hopefully this makes some sense to you. Or if we lose the viewers, I'm sorry.
I can like picture. I'm like trying to like visualize it. That's like the only way I can like process this. I mentally visualize it.
And I really have to visualize that as well. Okay.
So each leaf per se would be coexisting together. So they would be in this sense. Would they be touching then?
Yes, they'd almost be. Okay, my example, this is where I'm going to lose you. I'm sorry, but I hope you can pick up on it.
Okay.
Imagine. Okay, hold on. I have to think of a scenery. I used a video game reference, but I don't to explain it, but I don't think you're going to get it. I'll give it to the fans, see if they know. There's this game called BioShock Infinite. I'm not going to ruin it, but the big thing is there's this girl that can jump between dimensions.
Okay.
And their signature thing is this lighthouse. Okay. So imagine me and you are sitting at a lighthouse, right?
Okay.
And then in a different dimension, we're both at a lighthouse, but I'm 7 feet tall instead. All right.
They're pretty accurate about now.
Okay. So imagine this. I'm going to just give you an example with 2 different dimensions.
Okay.
So you have the 2 dimensions. Imagine they're both photos.
Okay.
Now, you would double expose one photo over the other.
Okay.
They would be coexisting at the same time, and I could move from one to the other because I'm on top of it.
Okay.
That's how I understood it. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense.
That makes sense. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Stranger Things.
Yeah, okay. So imagine, now we're going to jump into, that was the 6. We're going to jump into the 7? No.
Yeah, 7.
Hold on. Fifth was, sixth was that, seventh. Okay, the seventh. So we have the sixth dimension. Hopefully we're still here. Or hopefully we're still coherent here.
It.
Now imagine, this is the way I imagine it, a stack of papers of these photos that it's like infinite, okay?
Okay.
Now shrink that into a single dot.
Okay.
That point in the universe is the seventh dimension. Wait, yeah, seventh dimension.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of pull back the camera view here. So at this point, you can ignore that and just see it as a point, but know that that is the seventh dimension. All of that we just looked at is into a single point is the seventh dimension.
Okay.
Okay, I have to like rethink this. I might be losing it now. So we'll take that, and then I might have lost it there. Anyway, I'll just briefly sum up the next ones.
Okay.
So the seventh would be all of those, which would include every possible scenario.
So it would include that tree.
Life. Yes. Now, and then eighth is pretty much like, okay, now all of those, except for our entire universe's existence.
What?
Our entire universe's existence. Such as from the Big Bang, that we assume is, from the Big Bang onward, and all of these giant branches, all in one point. That's supposed to be the eighth, I think.
Okay.
The ninth is almost like assuming the Big Bang didn't happen, but the universe started a different way because it's a completely different universe.
Okay.
And then 10th is you can jump between these universes as if they're all one universe.
Oh my God.
So hopefully I lost some people. That's how I understood it. I could be wrong, but this shit blew my mind. I don't think here. And then the thing I think is fun is we wouldn't be able to comprehend past the third dimension. Could you imagine going to a fourth dimension?
Absolutely not.
Like, exactly. The way I thought of it is, since it's you at every point in time, the way I imagined it is we would just see black, nothing but black. Because, for example, if you looked at your doorway and you just saw this line of you every single time you moved past. Well, you've walked in your doorway not billions, but
who knows?
You or something has gone through that door thousands and thousands of times.
Yeah.
By the time they're all over each other, like they're all over each other. Once you looked at it, it'd be so saturated you wouldn't see a thing.
That's true.
You would see the sky. I think I think it's safe to assume that every piece of the sky hasn't been covered by something at some point. But like to think of every single thing
than we can even process.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking of it in terms of me, like just me. But if you did this for every single thing in the universe, you'd see mostly just saturated colors. I don't think you'd see it. That's too deep. I'm already too deep. We couldn't comprehend it anyway. But like, yeah, because he was like, "Well, what if we were in the fourth dimension? We just like look at like human centipedes of ourselves," and I'd be like, "No, we wouldn't see shit because they'd all be
horrible."
Yeah, analogy. I was like,
no, the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. Ugh.
Anyway, I recommend watching. Look up 10th. I think it's 10th Dimension Explained or something. It's really interesting. I'm going to slow down. We're about 38 minutes into the podcast.
Wow.
I've been talking a lot. I'm sorry. I've had a lot of ideas.
Okay.
I've had a lot of fun stuff. But I want to bring up the funnest moment of my high school life.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, we went from our existence in the universe to my favorite moment in high school, which is so trivial comparative, but I love it. My favorite game was Fugitive.
Okay, I never played Fugitive in high school, but like I've heard of people playing Fugitive.
Let me drop the lowdown for people that don't understand Fugitive. Fugitive is you take a bunch of people and you start at one point, and then you pick people to be, I guess they're cops.
Yeah.
Jailers. I don't know. You pick it. They have to have cars, though. You could do it on scooters, but fuck that.
Little racer scooters.
So everyone starts at a point. For my example, we started at elementary school, and then we have some cops, and they're in cars, and then the point is for all the fugitives, the people that are not cops, to get from one point to the other. The other point would be set. It could be set miles away. The whole idea is you escape from jail and you're trying to get free.
Yeah.
And the cops are trying to catch you. And once they catch you, you become a cop and help them catch other people. And so when we did it, I think we did my best game, my favorite game, was we did one from the elementary school to the bridge in our town.
Okay.
And the bridge was like 2 miles. That was my roommate leaving. Sorry about the noise. They went to 2 miles, It was about a 2-mile. And then you can take, here's the kicker, you can take any path you want to get there. You could take a 5-mile path for all I care, as long as you get there.
The nice thing was backyards.
I'll explain how that went down. Anyway, but the nice thing about what we did is because it ends up coming to a single point, the bridge, like you can't like, there's not a bunch of places on the bridge. There's like a distinct point you start and a distinct point you stop. But the land didn't spread that much far out from the bridge, and so if you wanted to get to the bridge, you kind of had to come through this like bottleneck, I guess I'd say, to get there. So I was a fugitive, of course. I played the game twice. I have won both times because I'm a sneaky ninja.
Look at you.
But my favorite game was me and a couple buddies. They give you like 5 minutes to go and pretty much hide, and then the cops, not the real cops. If you see real cops, you might still want to hide. Anyway, I've hid from a couple cops during this game, real cops. And so they drive up and down these roads trying to find you. And if they want, like, it's happened plenty of times because we played at night, of course. But you just stop your car, hop out, and the cops tag you. You're done.
Do they have to tag you, or can they just like?
They have to tag you. Okay. If they look at you, it does not count. So, oh boy, we're getting a little. This story might take a little bit of time, so let me speed through it a little bit. So we get about 5-15 minutes or whatever. Start running. We just start booking it or whatever, and then and then there's alliances. I'll get into alliances, and so we start booking it or whatever, and then we're like, we'll cut through this neighborhood because we think they're gonna be on the main roads. It's rare for the cops to be on, or I'll call them jailers, so that way it's not confusing.
Okay.
The jailers will usually just stay on main roads because everything connects to the main road anyway. So we cut through this neighborhood, and all of a sudden, a freaking jailer drives through the neighborhood, and we're like, this isn't supposed to happen. They're supposed to stay on the main roads usually. And so we jump into this person's backyard, and we have to hide between these trees and this fence. And so we're like shimmying through here, like slowly hoping that they don't see these.
Oh my God.
They don't stop the car, but they're like still going back and forth on this path trying to catch early stragglers. And these people, and then all of a sudden we just say, hey! And we just sit there fucking silent. And just like, oh fuck, this is bad. Like this wasn't the jailers. This is someone's house, and we're pretty much like in their backyard. And they're like, who the fuck are you? And we're like, we just sit there because like, if we could run for it because that's what the game's about, but like we feel bad. And so Kristen, you actually know Kristen.
Yeah.
Kristen's like, sorry, we're just playing a game. And they're like, what the fuck kind of game is this? She's like, Fugitive. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
completely fine with it. And then we're like, we're just passing by. Like, oh no, it's fine, we understand. I was like, what the fuck, does this happen often? And so we just shimmy past them, and we didn't have, nobody else in that neighborhood gave us shit. And we got to like this dead end kind of, and just cut through trees or whatever. Anyway, and so we start catching on the main road, and then we get a call from one of our friends that's also playing the game because they took a different path.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay. And so we call, and it's, at the time, it was actually my ex-girlfriend. And she was like, oh, hey, do you guys want to meet up? Like in numbers is good because they can't catch us all. And we're like, I don't know about this. Well, I'm a little bitter because we'd broken up a couple months ago.
You're like, I don't want to be in an alliance with you. Get out.
I don't trust her at all. But we're with her best friend at the time as well, which is Jessica. You know Jessica.
Yeah.
And I was actually with her boyfriend at the time as well, my best friend Connor. And so we're like, I don't know about that. And then I'm just gonna plant a character real quick because they're gonna come in later. There's my friend Drew, and he's very like, he's in the army now, if that makes any sense, but he's very like survival. He's good at this stuff. And so we're booking it. And so we take like another back road or something. I'm trying to hold on. I have to like think about just the main points. And so so we're booking it for a while, and we get to about the second to last turn to the bridge, which is still about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile left, and we see car lights come out, and I'm like, and we're on the main road at this point, so they see everything, and I'm like, hell no. And so my first reaction is just dive to this bush to my right.
Yeah.
And you know how like there'll be like railings, and then like in a lot of roads, at least in my town, you'll have the road, the railing, and then like a deep hill that goes down to, usually it's like down to water.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking. I did not care. I dove Superman style first into this bush. and did not realize how deep the bush was.
Oh no.
I thought it was just like, because I look and I'm like, oh, it's like 2-3 feet. I'll fit just enough so they can't see me. So I dive in the bush and I hit the front of the bush, which was a thorn bush, and it dug about 6 feet deep. They had to pull me out. Anyway, I dive in and just stickers everywhere.
Oh no.
And it's like some sort of thorn bush, and they're like, holy shit, you could have just like slid over the edge. And I was like, I'm in it to win. I'm in too deep already. Yeah, and so they pull me out and they're like, holy shit, are you okay? And I was like, I don't know how, but yes, I'm unscathed. And then one girl had like just like kind of half-assed it and hurt her knee, and so we're like, fuck, now we have to like tote her out. It like got survival. We're like, fuck, we have to tote her around this hurt person. We don't have the rations.
She's dead
like that kind of vibe. And so we get around the corner, and then it happens sort of again, and we kind of dive in again, and we end up going like deep into the back of these bushes, and then we see a car stop on the road with their headlights on, and people jump out, and we're like, oh fuck, they know. And so we kind of, the way we're scattered out is there's someone kind of like, there's a path, there's like a gate and a path you have to go through to where we were hiding. And so there's person that's like laying by the gate, and then a couple people down, and then I was deeper in with my friend Connor. I was deeper with my friend Connor. And then they found us. They flat out, they walked over there, they looked up, they're like, we know you're fucking here, like show yourselves. And I didn't know the kid at all. He's still my hero. His name is Jim. Jim, you are my hero. He gets up and he's like, yeah, all right, fuck, dude, you found me. And they flash a light on him. And here's the one closest to the gate. And they're like, ha, like, where's the group? We know you were with the group. And he was like, I mean, there's like, they took off or something. He had it was a better lie than I'm thinking of now, but it was a damn good lie.
But he saved your butts.
So he saves ass. And so they take him and drive off. And now he's a cop, so his goal is to catch people. Yeah. And he's my boy. He still saved ass.
Like, I'm not gonna get them.
Yeah, and so we regroup again, and we're like, holy shit, let's just go. And then cops come again, or a car comes by, and I dive in because my reactions, and the rest of the group like, it's probably not a jailer, we'll keep running. And I ended up being a cop, not a jailer, but the cop didn't care.
Like a real cop.
And so I slid down this like, I want to say 8 feet like ditch, and like scraped up my stomach. I didn't care. I was in it with the adrenaline. God. And then they all ran off, and then I got back up after the cop went by, and I was like, fuck, I just have to like find someone. And so I start booking it just as fast as I can. And then I see another, and then I finally meet up with my friends, right? I meet up with my friends, and we're walking. For whatever reason, my best friend thought he'd walk in the middle of the street. And a car comes up, and he's in an all black hoodie. And the car comes up and stops right in front of him. He just stands there. And they don't see him because he's in all black. I'm diving for it. And he lays on the floor, I kid you not, and army rolls to the side of the road to crawl into the ditch. It's like, you have got to be kidding me.
Oh my
and then
God.
I think about half our group got wiped there, but I was real good at hiding in ditches. If you haven't picked that up at this point. And then we get up and we start booking it. And so at this point, it's just me, my friend, and it's me, the army man Drew.
Yeah.
My best friend Connor, who's the one that in the black hoodie, and then I think his girlfriend got wiped up. And then so we're booking it, and we get a call from my ex again, and they're like, "Hey, where are you? Like, it's we're almost there. We need some help or whatever." And so we see him drive. Okay, first of all, we give the location like an idiot. They drive. We see a car drive by and stop, and we're like, "You lying piece of shit!" And me and my friend take off, and the army man takes off another way. And then so we cut left. He cuts right up this hill, and then Connor and I are like, "We're just gonna run for it." We're like a quarter of a mile away, and we book through backyards and stuff. I think we got in this one backyard. We climbed a fence, and we just heard dogs barking. And we're gonna die. They're probably pit bulls. We're gonna die. And then we ended up seeing the dogs, and they just did not see us. And we just snuck by him, hopped a fence. We got down to the water there and just started booking it. And then we got there, sat on the bridge, and we were like, "Motherfuckers, look at us! We won!
We did it!
You can't handle us!" And then we see Kristen, who I was talking about later, who she had to dip at one point. She's booking for it, and next thing we know, I see my army man tag her, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, what? No! You're a good person." And he had gotten caught in the time that we had taken to run, and he knew where we were, and tracked us down. And Kristen was the one behind us, and got her. She was She was literally about to put her foot down on the bridge and got tagged.
I'd be livid.
Oh my Lord.
I'd be so pissed.
My heart was
I'm
racing.
this close. Just let me win.
Connor and I were like, you won. Like, they're going to say you lost, you won.
Were you
and then after that,
the only ones who technically won?
Oh, one other dude won. He was a track runner. He literally just sprint the entire thing.
That's no fun.
I don't know. Well, I mean, like, he still had to hide somewhat because cars are going. Yeah. He's not faster than a car. But, yeah, that dude just took off and did his own thing. So he made it as well.
So how many people were in this one game of Fugitive?
We had like 20 people. We had a good group. Dang. And then me, Connor won, this sprinter dude won, and maybe one other person. And then we got everybody through us, like, they threw all of us in the back of a truck. I fucking talked shit to my ex-girlfriend because she was trying to be a liar and a cheater. Yeah. And then that was pretty much the end of the game. I was hyped. I think I got home and my parents were still like, I was just like, I told my sister, I was like, I'm leaving. My parents, like, it was a weekend and my parents don't care if, like,
yeah,
it'd probably be a fun story to tell them, and like, oh, you know how I never snuck out? I did twice to play Fugitive.
Now you can tell them.
My shorts had thorns all in them.
You're wearing shorts?
Yeah, I was wearing black shorts and a black hoodie. Probably the black hoodie I'm wearing now, even though the fans can't see, even though the listeners can't see. Yeah, oh boy. And then I got home and my sister was still awake, and this was like 2 a.m. when I got home. For whatever reason, she was awake, and I was like, I need medical attention.
Help me, please.
And she probably went through a whole box of Band-Aids to get all the thorn stuff out. It was a wonderful time. I do not regret a single moment of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We played another one. I won't give the full details because that game was the funnest. But we played another one. One of my friends got his foot ran over. That was pretty funny.
Oh, my God.
This will probably be saved for another podcast. This was the trouble child.
Oh, God.
If I've told you about Charlie, he's the trouble child. He's in jail right now. But I'll
for
no,
what?
He just got out. I'll save that for the next podcast.
Okay.
Actually, because we're already at 51 minutes and we have timestamps to do, and we like to take a long time.
We do like to take a long time with our timestamps.
But anyway, there's a second game. My friend got his foot ran over. The army man was the jailer from the beginning, and he goes hard and he knows how to track people. And then me, Connor again, and Connor's girlfriend Jessica. We were literally like a house or two away, and then they're like, hey, this dude got his foot ran over, we're probably going to call it. And I was like, we won.
Yeah.
You weren't going to find us. We won. There was an emergency. We won. Fuck off. We won. The end. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I think we have about 8 minutes left. Do you have any timestamps? I actually split mine into music and movies timestamps.
Beautiful.
If you want to do that.
I don't think mine have anything to do with music this week. Usually mine do.
Really?
First timestamp is my new phone that I just got.
Yeah.
Just got a new phone today, iPhone 6S.
6S.
Woo, woo.
Yeah. How much memory? Just because I'm a nerd and I'm curious.
Lord, who knows? I can find out. It's hard.
We'll skip that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all $600 regardless.
Yeah, it was a lot of money that I don't currently have, so I paid with my credit card.
Yep, I understand
Just
that.
in dire
I did the same
need of
thing
a
a few
new
weeks
phone.
ago. So any other timestamps?
What
Any good
else?
movies or anything?
Any movies?
Are you still on that La La Land trip?
Oh my God, forever on that La La Land kick.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm really
They just did the SAG
myself.
Awards this last week. And Emma Stone won for Best Actress, and I almost cried.
Thank you.
And it was just a lot of emotions. Whoo! And then Stranger Things won, and that was very emotional too. What else?
I'm really excited for the Grammys.
I'm so excited for the Grammys and the Oscars, but we can talk about that in another podcast.
This is probably the first year I'm actually like have it on my calendar and I'm gonna watch
for the Grammys
because there's so many. Yeah, there's so many artists. I'm just so happy are in there.
I think Chance is performing.
Thank God. If he doesn't win at least 3 Grammys, I'm going to be really upset. Anyway.
I think Beyonce's performing too, and guess what? She's pregnant with twins.
I'm gonna skip this subject just because I don't want our video to run too long. But the fact that the internet is so I love Queen Bey, but the fact that her photo is like the only thing talked about on the internet for the last couple of days kind of hurts my brain.
We have more important things that we need to talk about, especially with politics. But you know what? If I start talking about politics, I will literally keep talking for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
like, I'm happy it's the most liked video or picture on Instagram. That's all cool. It's just like, There's other things, people.
There's other things that we need to be focusing
I love
on.
Queen Bey, but there's other things.
We need to figure out how to better the world right now.
But Queen Bey has twins, so
so important news as well. What else?
If the universe was destroyed right now, it's fine.
Yeah,
Queen
exactly.
Bey, twins. So any other ones?
I'm really excited for the Super Bowl, which is
me
in
too.
2 days.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and put my fandom out there. I don't necessarily like Atlanta. I mean, I don't hate them, but fuck the Patriots.
I would obviously rather the Seahawks be there over anybody. But out of the two teams there, rooting for the Falcons.
I love seeing a fresh team get a Super Bowl too. They've been once and they've never won it. So
and I think I honestly think Matt Ryan is a really good quarterback, and I think he's had a fire season.
Yeah. And Julio's a beast. So
yeah.
Anyway,
I really just don't want Tom Brady to win again, and I don't like Julian Edelman, so
I won't complain if the Patriots win because it means that Brady's legacy gets better, and I respect him as a player. He has a great legacy. I think he will go down as the best quarterback. I do not like his team. I actually like him. I don't like his team.
But that's just my own
I don't think
opinion.
Personality-wise, I don't like him.
Yeah.
But I think as an athlete, I have to respect him.
Gotta give respect where respect is due. Michael Bennett's brother is on the Patriots, though.
I'll give him that. Yeah, Martellus.
Yeah. I would rather the Falcons one. I was debating on whether I wanted to make Jello shots just for a little fun thing. But the people coming over to my house to watch the Super Bowl are my family, and one of them.
You could still go hard.
Well, one of them, my older cousin, he is sober now, so he doesn't drink.
Oh no.
I have a 12-year-old cousin who obviously can't drink. My parents are not heavy drinkers. My uncle likes to drink beer, and then there's my grandma who gets drunk off of one lemon drop martini. So nice. I was like,
so it'd be all for you.
I was like, if I make these Jello shots, I'm going to be the only one consuming them. And I made a bunch last year, but I went out the night before for a friend's birthday, and so I was not feeling 100% the next day. So I touched one and didn't touch the rest of them, and they sat in my fridge for 2 weeks. So there's that.
So let me dive into my timestamp since we're running out of time.
Do it.
I'm gonna. I brought it up earlier. I'm gonna pick it out again. My timestamp, believe it or not, is Mars Argo's music. It's really good. I thoroughly enjoy it. Back on the grocerybag.tv, watch her using you video. It's a good song. It's just a quality song. She has an album called Technology is a Dead Bird. Okay. That is produced, and I think he sings in it too, by Titanic Sinclair. It's creepy. They have this kind of what's it called when the robots take over the world? The singularity. It has kind of like a singularity kind of thing they're doing, and robotic voices when the world ends, robots will not feel any emotions. It's kind of creepy. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a good album. But if you're only gonna pick a few songs that are just good poppy hits, not that poppy, but just jumpy, musically poppy hits, I recommend Using You. Really good song. I recommend Black and White, and I recommend Beauty is Empty. Those 3 songs. They're all on her EP called Linden Place. But
I wonder if it's on Spotify.
I don't think it is because she's not big enough, but you can go to their Bandcamp, and I think you can listen to the songs.
Okay.
I torrent all my music. I'm sorry, but I tried torrenting it, and they're so small you can't even do that. So I went to Bandcamp and bought these 2 albums. They're good. I enjoy them a lot.
I'll scope them out.
Yeah, I mean, you might think the Technology is a Dead Bird is a weird one, but I think you'd like Linden Place. That's a pretty good one. Movie timestamp, because I like throwing movies in there. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to get into it for the next podcast because I have a new possibly favorite movie.
What is it?
Which is, I'm not telling you. It's a secret. It's for the next podcast. Oh my gosh. But my timestamp for this ton is 500 Days of Summer because I got it for $5 at Target. I was very, very happy. I mean, the listeners won't know as much, but I'll tell JB anyway. I was checking out with Rachel from the front of the store. Yeah. And she brought up just because she likes the same thing as you, Tom, doesn't mean you have to be in love or something along those lines. And I just thought about it, and I was like, Chloe Grace Moretz was so young in this movie.
I know.
They're all so young.
I think this was before Kick-Ass.
Yeah.
Which was where that was the first time that I was like, oh, this is who this girl is.
Yeah. So we have a minute left, so I'm going to end it now.
Okay.
That was my choice. Good podcast. I'm sorry I stole all of it, but I think the
That's
stories
okay.
were
You had a
fun
lot
stuff.
to talk about.
And I have a lot to talk about for the next one.
Oh
so
my goodness, you're prepared.
Yeah, really. So I guess we'll call it here.
Goodbye,
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We had a good time. Hopefully you had a good time.
See you later, alligators.
Hope I didn't scramble your brains.
You scrambled mine.
I tried to bring it back with a fun little high school story, but hopefully everyone's going to survive this one.